This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories.
And welcome to my recap and review of the Clone Wars Ventress Arc. This is one that entitles the Massacre of the Night Sisters and Ventress discovering to what her new purpose is as being a bounty hunter. And even though these episodes do have a loose connection, I decided to put them together because I do consider them an arc where Ventress loses everything she has and then after has to rebuild it. So let's go straight into this arc. After the betrayal of her weapon, Savaggio Press, and multiple failures throughout the galaxy, Asajj Ventress returns home to Dathomir to join the Night Sisters permanently. Mother tells him welcomes her back with open arms and brings Ventress to a ritual where she could cleanse her old life and truly become a Night Sister. On Dooku's home world of Serrano, Dooku has, through his informants, learned that Ventress has returned home to Dathomir, summoning General Grievous. Dooku orders Grievous to go and wipe out the Night Sisters for their betrayal, sending the Savaggio Press and Asajj Ventress to try and kill him. As Grievous's forces arrive, Ventress begins to inform the Night Sisters in methods to be able to take down the droid army and giving them advice from her time serving in the Separatists. Ventress leads the attack upon the Separatist forces, cutting through them, but no matter how well they do, their forces are being quickly cut down by the overwhelming number of battle droids. Mother Talzin goes to the old Daka, the oldest member of the Night Sister clan, and asks her to assist them as she goes after Dooku herself. And the old Daka casts a spell, raising the dead and sending all deceased Night Sisters after the Separatist forces. This development helps the Night Sisters push back against the Separatist forces as Mother Talzin, using a voodoo doll, begins to torment Dooku. Grievous and Ventress begin to clash, but quickly realizing that he's outmatched, Grievous orders for his troops to open fire on Ventress as he flees back to get in contact with Dooku. Dooku informs Grievous that he has to go and stop everything from that Mother Talzin and for him to follow the mist to lead it back to Talzin to kill her so he cannot be tormented by her voodoo doll anymore. Grievous manages to reach the Odaka, killing her, but Talzin manages to escape, but the voodoo doll is lost to her, and Dooku's torment has been finished. As Daka is killed, the Night Sisters that are undead all drop to the ground, and the battle droids manage to finish off the remaining members of the Night Sisters. Assuming everyone has been wiped out, the remaining Separatist forces leave the world of Dathomir. A devastated Ventress talks to Mother Talzin, who informs her that she has to follow her own path now and find a new purpose in life. Ventress accepts and heads off world, not knowing there's a single Night Sister survivor, a young girl named Marin. Ventress manages to go throughout the galaxy, going to different planets, eventually making it to Tatooine. She enters into the Mos Eisley Cantina, where she is harassed by a customer, which she quickly cuts down with her lightsaber. She is called over by two bounty hunters in the corner, and they tell her that she just killed one of their men and that she has to find a way to make it up to them. Not wanting a fight, Ventress reluctantly agrees to join them for their job and to try out being a bounty hunter. The leader of the crew, the young bounty hunter, Boba Fett, approaches them, learning about Ventress, who refuses to give her name. He is suspicious of her and doesn't immediately trust her, but knowing that they need a full team for this, he reluctantly accepts her to join them on the mission. Going to the world of Quartzite, they quickly land and start to learn about the job. They quickly learn that the planet is completely pressurized and there is no safe way to fly a ship down. So they will have to take an elevator down to the surface of the planet, and through this they will be able to take a train, protecting a very special cargo from rebels. After the successful completion of this mission, they will be paid, but are warned, if they do fail, that the loss of the bounty will be the least of their worries. They are quickly attacked on the train as Ventress and Dengar are defending this part of the train. They inform the rest of the bounty hunters that the rebels have arrived. As they begin to fight through them, they begin to board the train slowly and knock off many members of the team off the train. Even though none of the hunters die, this leaves less and less bounty hunters to protect the package. Soon only Boba and Ventress are left, and they quickly realize that the package they're supposed to protect is actually a young girl who has been shoved in there and is to become the bride of the leader of the planet, and quickly realize that her brother was coming to rescue her from this fate. She begs for Ventress to have mercy and for her to not know what it's like to lose her family. This really hits Ventress, especially with her losing the Night Sisters so recently, and makes a decision. Ventress delivers the package and accepts the payment. When the package is open, everyone is surprised to see Boba Fett tied up in there on the train on his way back. Ventress accepts payment for freeing the sister, being able to get money for herself, and for the rest of the bounty crew. She returns to the station, taking her cut out of the bounty and not telling them about the extra money she made. She makes sure that they give Boba her money and says that she's finally found her place and doesn't need to be with them anymore. And honestly, this is a really solid arc. I do enjoy it and think it's great for Ventress's development specifically. This isn't, my personal favorite one ever, but they did a really solid job with it. And everything that is done with these two episodes is interesting to see. Ventress basically be at a high point, then get to her lowest point, at least shown in the actual show, not considering the novel Dark Disciple, and ultimately getting to the point where she is willing to find a new path and become a bounty hunter, which is basically what she does until the end. And this is a solid way to set it up. Really good, and just see that she isn't an irredeemable monster and that there is some good in her, but she's also going to be a bounty hunter, which puts her in more of a morally neutral place, putting her more as Just like a neutral character that is not going to be strictly pure good or evil. He does a good job with this and helps set up some other really interesting stuff, which will be continued next week when I look at Maul's return. And honestly, I really do enjoy this. I think they did a really good job. And I want to know what you think. But before we finish it up, let's go take a look at my ranking. I give this episode a ranking of 94.3, which puts it just above the Malevolence arc and just below Rookies. And I think this is a solid place to be in the lower 90s because although it's a good one, it's not as amazing as some other ones, and I think it deserves to be right there in between those two episodes. Also, I wanted to mention I include a little part about Marin since I like to include cool things that were sort of retconned into the episode, and that it's something I wanted to include even though there is no real picture of it. We just know that it did happen, and thought it would be a nice little inclusion to add. But let me know what you think of this episode. Do you rate its ranking? Do you think it should be higher or lower? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next episode of Legends and Theories.
Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.